tell us who you are, what is your company, and what is your company doing?
I'm Andy Gysler. I co-founded a company two and a half years ago that essentially monitors the bad guys in the internet. The bad guys meaning the bad websites that the average advertiser doesn't want to be associated with from an advertising standpoint. So we actively monitor millions and millions of websites. It might be piracy related, that might be terroristic in background. Fake news is a big topic. Pornographic as well, where the average advertiser doesn't want to be.
Some kind of ad police?
It's some kind of, you can call it an ad police. Essentially, we tell our clients when their ad shows up in places where it shouldn't be. So it's kind of an alerting
They
system.
don't want to be there.
Yeah,
we
don't always know. We don't always know. Sometimes they actually want to be there. Like some people want to have campaigns on pornographic websites, but typically on terroristic blogs or fake news. That's where people don't really
want to be recognized with their brand.
Exactly, or piracy related. Kind of illegal download sites. Where you can download music or download movies. These are typically environments that the average advertiser doesn't really want to be
your clients
associated with.
Don't want to pay the bad guys.
Well, that's how they finance themselves, yeah. Because a lot of the content that they provide is free content, so their source of income is advertising. Oftentimes it's hidden advertising, and sometimes it's also visible advertising.
You said something about fake news. Is this a way to combat fake news?
Well, how does fake news make money?
Through advertising?
It's advertising. Nobody actually nobody subscribes to fake news. So what they do is they try to rank as highly as possible for searches. They try to get viral. They try to get a lot of attention with content that might not be relevant or true in order to generate ad revenue. That's all it's all about.
Can you give us some names of your clients?
I can't name my clients, I'm sorry. I have large media agencies as my clients, also advertisers. But given that we're also dealing with quite sensitive matters.
So how does your technology work? Is it something like artificial intelligence, some bots, crawlers?
You can say it's a bot. I mean, ultimately, what is a bot? It's a machine,
program.
it's a server that imitates a real user, yeah? So we're also imitating as a user. We're going to the rubbish websites, imitating as a valuable user in order to actually see advertising, so that we can trace back the ad and see, okay, how did the ad actually reach the website? So we record all the steps in between, and that we can tell people exactly what happened.
Can you give us some country names where those fake websites are based?
So right now we see a lot of fake news. Well, fake news. I mean, some people call them alternative facts, yeah, to quote Trump.
Alt-right?
Alt-right, alt-left. There's a lot of websites springing up with the whole election and what's going on in the US. So a lot of it is English-based websites.
But they are not in UK or US?
They're in the US. Yeah, they're in the US. And it's always a bit tricky, yeah? What is fake news? To 50% of the Americans, alt-right is okay, I guess.
Who's the biggest provider of fake news in the world? What country?
I didn't do a study on that. I can just give you my personal opinion. Yeah?
Your personal opinion is good.
In my personal opinion, what I currently see, also due to the size of the country, I'd say the biggest one is the US in terms of volume of different websites. If you think about how,
they have big traffic.
They have a lot of traffic. They do have a lot of traffic. If you think about who's going about this in a structured manner, you can also consider, Russia, for example, has a lot of channels where they try to push their opinion. But then again, it's difficult to judge. Okay, what is the objective truth? Yeah, maybe the West has it wrong in covering those countries. Maybe the East has it wrong. There is no it's difficult to define what is universal truth. So ultimately what we do is we tell people, okay, if you're advertising on websites that might be questionable, you need to decide, do you want to be associated with this kind of content or not? For example, there was a speech given where Lego pulled ads from the Daily Mail in the UK, which is an absolutely fine newspaper, but they had some very, I'd say, tough statements that they made.
Against immigrants?
And so Lego pulled away from that. But the news site is okay. Yeah? It's not a fake news site, not at all. So more and more advertisers, they think about, okay, I have a brand, what do I want to associate with? Obviously there's some very bad content that hardly anybody wants to associate with. And then there's more kind of this in between where some would and others wouldn't. And we point that out, we show them what they've been associating with and how they can remediate in case they don't want to be associated with that anymore.
Can you tell us how big is your company? How many employees?
We're still a small company. I have between 10 and 15 people.
You watch millions of websites, so...
We watch millions of websites. I personally haven't seen millions of I've seen my fair share of not so good websites, and there is a lot of them out there, unfortunately. But we do watch millions and millions of websites, obviously growing all the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.